Hi, this is Lauren Baker with Search Engine Journal, and I have with me my good friend Elmer Boutin from Rockfish.
Good afternoon. It's going good.
So I hear that you've been focusing on a lot of online reputation management at Rockfish.
Yes, it's one of the faster growing areas of our business, especially with the team that I'm involved on.
I think it's a common misconception that ORM is just basically boosting value to positive reviews and positive coverage in the SERPs, but it sounds like there's a lot more to it than that.
There is. We have a three-pronged approach to online reputation management, and it involves domain defense, reputation defense, and content defense. Domain defense covers social media profile names and protecting your trademark,
right,
while reputation defense involves you're looking at your reputation in search, social, and reviews, and looking for opportunities to provide quick, caring, and courteous customer service, as my colleague Steve Plunkett likes to say. And also we content defense, and that's where you're telling your story, because you
right,
have to own your story, because if you don't, someone else is going to tell it for you, and you don't want that. You want to own your story.
Yeah, and sometimes you actually have to get to the cause of the problem as well. So, for example, if there is a legitimate concern amongst consumers or amongst the business's consumers that's leading to negative reviews, then that has to be nipped in the bud.
Yes, it is. We have what we call the ORM cycle, and at the end of the cycle, the part that you take out of that is the keys to improving your business. So why spend money on a focus group where you can get a dozen people in a room and pay them a lot of money to look at a product or a service when you've got thousands of people out there online talking about your business right now who are real customers, and they even like you. So why not use that input to make improvements to your business?
But then on the flip side, you also have a bit of reputation sabotage that can happen from time to time as well.
Yes, there is. Sometimes people get very, very angry at a brand or at a company,
right,
and they start to cause problems of reputation. In fact, some make it their hobby to cause as much damage to a business's online reputation as possible.
Right.
And at Rockfish, we call them anti-users.
The anti-user.
Yes.
The anti-user. So, do you sometimes run into situations where the client's competition may be causing some of the issues in ORM?
That's a possibility. I see that a lot more in small businesses. So I do sometimes talk to small business owners, especially friends of mine, because they know I'm in the online world and they want to know what's going on. And I have one particular friend who's in a touristy part of Texas who noticed some very unusual Yelp and Urban Spoon reviews for his restaurant.
Right.
And it turned out that it was one of his competitors was setting up fake profiles and actually writing these negative reviews.
It's concerning.
It is, and it happens. And sometimes even former employees might do that type of thing.
Yep.
So it's definitely something you want to watch for. But in the end, if you have a really good business, if you're a rock star in your industry, whatever you do, whether it's a restaurant or you're promoting or creating a product or a service, the positive reviews will eventually outweigh the negative ones. Now, you want to watch negative reviews because, again, like you mentioned earlier, you can get good input into improvements you can make.
Right.
But a lot of times it's really just a matter of providing that quick and courteous customer service that really makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so my corollary to what Steve says is that it's not always what other people write about you and your brand, it's how you respond to them that really counts.
Yep. So if you leave someone out there and then they don't get a response, chances are they're going to continue to write until they do.
Yes.
And sometimes when you address the response, you can easily turn that unsatisfied consumer into a brand advocate.
Absolutely.
We've seen that happen from time to time.
We've seen that happen with some of our clients where after the customer has been responded to and whatever issue it was made right. But they will go back and go to Yelp and change a 1-star review to a 5-star review. And
Absolutely.
That's always an amazing story. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does happen, it's very, very gratifying.
Well, it's also the double-edged sword of the internet, right? Because it used to be if you had a problem, you would just write a letter. You would be like Grandpa Simpson on the typewriter.
Yes.
Write out a letter, send it in the mail, and then maybe get a response and basically forget about it. But now there's Yelp, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's every complaints board. Anywhere to get your voice heard.
And it's instantaneous.
Yes.
So if somebody wants to put out an opinion about a brand or a product or a service, they can build an audience very, very quickly and get that out there. So I have a picture that I have in my head of two people standing around a car. You know, when somebody bought a new car back in the day when I was a kid, all the neighbors would come over and look at the car.
Yep.
6 months later, if the car didn't meet the person's expectations, the neighbors knew about it, and they might pick up the phone and talk about it, but otherwise it didn't spread all that far.
Exactly.
Now I can put a review on whatever.com and it can spread like crazy and very, very quickly.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like you're fighting the good fight.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Elmer, where can we find you online?
You can find me at www.crossingmarketingandit.com. That's where I do my personal writing there.
Okay.
And you can find me. If you Google my name, you're going to find me. I am the only one with my name, so when it comes to SEOing me, it's pretty darn easy.
Really nice to meet you, Elmer. Again, Elmer Boutin with Rockfish, and thanks a lot for stopping by the booth.
Link Research Tools. Feel the power, work with trust. This is Susan. As an SEO expert, she's faced with the ultimate goal: evaluate and build high-quality links to rank her customers on the first page of Google. But let's be honest, Susan is
long-term success. How could we possibly begin to invest in tactics that are going to have that impact? So on our side, what I say is investing means really contributing to long-term SEO success, not owning it. And you contribute